Let's talk about people pleasers. What is a people pleaser? A people pleaser is a person who puts others' needs ahead of their own. This type of person is highly attuned to others and often seen as agreeable, helpful, and kind, but people pleasers can also face trouble advocating for themselves, which can lead to a harmful pattern of self-sacrifice or self-neglect. Signs you might be a people pleaser. You have a difficult time saying no. You are preoccupied with what other people might think. You feel guilty when you do tell people no. You struggle with feelings of low self-esteem. You agree to things you don't like or do things you don't want to do. You want people to like you and feel that doing things for them will earn their approval. You take the blame even when something isn't your fault. You're always telling people you're sorry. You neglect your own needs in order to do things for others. You pretend to agree with people even though you feel differently. Positive qualities of a people pleaser. Empathetic, thoughtful, caring. But these positive qualities come with a poor self-image, a need to take control, or a tendency to overachieve. Causes of people pleasing. Poor self-esteem, insecurity, perfectionism, and past experiences. Effects of being a people pleaser. Anger and frustration. Anxiety and stress. Depleted willpower. Lack of authenticity. Weaker relationships. Ways to stop people pleasing. Establish boundaries. It's important to know your limits. Establish clear boundaries and then communicate those limits. Be clear and specific about what you're willing to take on. Start small. It can be hard to make a sudden change, so it is often easier to begin by asserting yourself in small ways. Set goals and priorities. Think about where you want to spend your time. Who do you want to help? What goals do you want to accomplish? Knowing your priorities will help you determine whether or not you have the time and energy to devote to something. Stall for time. When someone asks for a favor, tell them you need some time to think about it. Saying yes right away can leave you feeling obligated and overcommit, but taking your time to respond to a request can give you the time to evaluate it and decide if it's something you really want to do. Assess the request. Another step toward overcoming people pleasing is to look for signs that other people are trying to take advantage of your generosity. If it feels like you're being manipulated into doing things, take some time to assess the situation and decide how you want to handle the request. For repeat offenders or people who keep insisting that you should help, be firm and clear. Avoid making excuses. It's important to be direct when you say no and avoid blaming other obligations or making excuses for your inability to participate. Once you start explaining why you can't do something, you are giving others a way to poke holes in your excuse. Try using a decisive tone when you decline something and resist the urge to add unnecessary details about your reasoning. Remind yourself that no is a complete sentence. Remember that relationships require give and take. A strong, healthy relationship involves a certain degree of reciprocity. Even if you enjoy pleasing others, it is important to remember that they should also be taking steps to give to you in return. If you are always giving and they are always taking, you might be in a one-sided relationship. Help when you want to help. You don't need to give up being kind and thoughtful. Those are desirable qualities that can contribute to strong, lasting relationships. The key is to examine your motivations and intentions. Don't do things only because you fear rejection or want the approval of others. Keep doing good things, but on your own terms. The takeaway. If being a people pleaser is making it difficult to pursue your own happiness, find ways to set boundaries and take back your time. Remind yourself that you can't please everyone. If it's interfering with your well-being, talk to a mental health professional.